Here it is, guys, the last video. Let's give it all we got here. Oh, crap, we messed up on that. That was bad. Sorry. It's over. We're done, Sidious. Level up. How cool.
You were destined to destroy me.
You have earned a trophy.
Give it.
Redemption.
Give in to your hatred.
And that's the end of the game. Galen has fallen to the dark side. And that's it. You have earned a trophy, Sith Warrior. I've earned like 3 trophies. Okay. My thoughts on this is that I think that this could have been a great game. But the problem is that, you see, they were like merchandising this. And they weren't having all the other companies or having the ideas concrete out. They made the story for this one rather, what should I say, what's the word for it? It's short in a way. You get it in the, some of it here, but like if you get the DLC, you get to know more. But it just seems short-lived for Galen's development. While the other versions, like the PSP, PS2, and Wii seem to address it better. But here, it just feels kind of lackluster for the most part. It seems rushed. They could have really have made a great game out of this, and yet they just messed it all up by rushing the one they've had production value with. They rushed the story in that one, and the one that they worked with the story with, they didn't have the production value. So my thoughts on this is that they had good ideas. And also, my thoughts on the Force Unleashed 2, I think it's just a cash grab, in my opinion. Strictly cash grab. I think they could have, here's how I think what could have happened. They have Galen live at the end of the Force Unleashed 1, and have him become a warrior to go up against the Empire. Not create this clone crap garbage, and make up all this other weird Spider-Man, the Jackal story and all this other garbage. I'm just not a fan of it. The Jackal story was just a pain in my neck in Spider-Man the Animated Series. It's what led to the downfall of Spider-Man the Animated Series for me in many ways. Not every way, but in many ways. So my thoughts on the Force Unleashed series 1 and 2, I could have rooted out for the Force Unleashed 3. It had, from what I've heard with its idea, you could, they were planning to, you could do co-op, okay? With Galen and Vader. Don't know why, don't know what the story is leading to that, but that sounds like a great, amazing idea. Using a character with great flexibility, great maneuverability. I'm not sure about flexibility. And one that's like a tank. Like their strengths and weaknesses, and it just sounds interesting of how that it's used into that manner. But my opinion on the Force Unleashed is that I think they could have made a better series out of this than what they handed out the ideas for, and they could have made the Force Unleashed if they worked with the ideas of all versions into one, like with more of the enemies. Another problem I have with this version is that it has good production value, but it seems rather short in many ways. Like the other versions weren't that long either, but this one, like, all it took was just one video for me to complete 2 of the missions. Like just 10 minutes. or 12 at most for those 2 videos. The rest, I mean, I did more than 2, but with those, it wasn't that long. So, my thoughts on this game is that it's good to play, but I mean it's a good play. But I think this game, if EA wasn't so egotistical about it, like EA the egotistical. Well, you know what else is left with the A. But my point is that they could have made a really good game, and if Force Unleashed 2 could have worked without the cloning crap. They didn't like. They could have had Galen live and have him be a war figure, and end the trilogy with a mystery or something, like with Vader winning. It leads to the actual, and it leads to how Episode 4 came to be, or with Galen winning, leading to an ultimate Episode 4. That's what I think. That's what they're planning to do. I just don't think Galen should have died in this with the light side ending. Maybe badly injured. There's a theory that he might have been alive, the original real Galen, but we don't know that for sure. It's just, I don't know. Force Unleashed 2 feels rather lackluster for me, or just shortened out. It just seems... It looks like an amazing game. It looks masterful, but I don't... It looks masterful, but I'm not sure if I want to try it. This game on its own is fine, but I just think they could have worked with the ideas into one game, but instead they had to... I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of how they handled this. It seems rather more for profit or for money rather than what they could have worked with the ideas, and that's my problem with it. So all in all, Force Unleashed is an okay game. I just don't think it's I think it could have been great if they really worked it all in one. And that's my opinion. I'm George Lucas. And that's The Force Unleashed, and I think it's fine. I think the game's fine. I just think it could have worked if the ideas were used well. That's my opinion. See you in the next Let's Play, or whatever.